Hello everyone, I have returned here to do NFL picks and predictions for week 12 that we have coming up. It is Thanksgiving weekend here in the NFL, so we have 3 games slated to play this Thursday, each game interesting in their own right. But first, quick recap. Now, I did not have a good picking week. I went 4 and 9. 4 and 9. It was a terrible picking week by me. Probably the worst luck. And that's what I'll attribute this week to. They weren't bad picks. They were just I was just extremely unlucky this week. There were, I believe, 9 games this weekend decided by 3 points or less. 8 of those 9 games I had in the loss column. The only one I got right was the Giants taking down the Buccaneers. Every other game that was decided by 3 points or less, I just happened to pick the wrong team for 8 of them. That's unheard of. That's crazy. That's just bad luck. So we'll go through them. Packers Seahawks. How can you not pick Aaron Rodgers with his back up against the wall? Seattle ends up getting the win. Cowboys Falcons. How do you not pick Atlanta at home to beat the Cowboys, and Dallas goes in and wins by 3. Panthers Lions. I picked the Panthers, so there's 0-3 right there. Detroit ended up stealing the win because Carolina went for 2. They pulled Tennessee. Titans at Colts. That game I got right. Why? Because I'm smart and I know my Titans. I know this team, and I knew they were going to fall flat against Indianapolis. I didn't expect them to lose in the fashion that they did. I'm just glad Mariota is healthy. But the fact of the matter is, Tennessee is your Jekyll and Hyde team of the league. They have proven to everybody in the NFL that this Titans team, when rolling on all cylinders, is capable of destroying anybody. But they're also just as capable to losing to anybody. This is a different NFL team every single Sunday, and we have no idea which version of the Titans we get until about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. It's just what the Titans do. They're very, very inconsistent. So that's sad to see and upsetting to see by me, but I knew going into the stretch, we're playing 2 divisional road games. I knew we were not winning both of them. And I knew we probably wouldn't win one of them, and I was okay by that. So, Indianapolis got the win. The Giants got the win. I picked that game correctly. What are the Bucks going to do? I mean, that's just weird. Their whole team their quarterback situation is weird. Texans Redskins, again, I'll say it. Yes, I am a Houston critic, because this is the luckiest 7-game winning streak I've ever seen in my entire life. Everything has just fallen for them in the right place. Regardless of whether or not it was a long field goal attempt, again, the Texans win because the Redskins kicker can't make a field goal at the end of the game. This now marks, I believe, the 2nd game that the that the Houston Texans played against a team and they knocked out their starting quarterback midway through the game and had to face the backup. They did it with Nathan Peterman, and they did it here with Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy almost burned him. Nathan Peterman gave him the game. So Houston is not as good as their 7-3 record indicates, guys. Believe me, at this rate it's going, they'll probably win the AFC South, but this will be a one and done team in the playoffs, and it won't even be close. Houston can't keep winning like this. Let's look at their 7-game winning streak. And please listen to me. I'm a Titans fan, but I'm also a critic. And believe me, I'm harder on my Titans than most other teams in the league, but I also pay very close attention to all teams in our division. So let's start with the first game. They go into Indianapolis and they beat the Colts in overtime. Frank Reich went for it on his own territory, practically gave the Texans the game in what should have been a tie. Boom. Game handed on a silver platter right to Houston. Cowboys at Texans. Jason Garrett in overtime on their side of the field at like the 40 whatever didn't go for it on 4th and 2. And Houston gets the ball back and boom, they end up winning in overtime. That's 2. Bills at Texans. The Bills had this game, guys. The Bills had this game. They had a lead in the fourth quarter and everything. And then Nathan Peterman happened. And Nathan Peterman did what Nathan Peterman does. Threw a pick six at the end of the game. There's win number 3. Texans Jaguars. Okay, they did beat the brakes off Jacksonville. And they beat the brakes off the Dolphins. I can give them that. Those games they certainly deserve to win. Those were impressive. Texans at Broncos. Denver's kicker can't make 2 field goals in the game. Houston wins by 2 points on the road. Game practically given to the Texans. Same with the Redskins. Their kicker can't make a field goal at the end of the game. Houston wins. I mean, this Texans team is... Normally teams aren't this lucky with wins. There are 5 games on here that they easily could have lost if it hadn't been for missed field goals and bad coaching decisions. And they've just all swung Houston's way. There should be a 5-5 logjam in the AFC South. There should be the 5-5 Texans, 5-5 Colts, and 5-5 Tennessee Titans. But Houston has gotten lucky, and that'll pay dividends for them in the playoffs, but they won't be able to win a playoff game. So that's that. I'm done with Houston. Steelers at Jacksonville. The Steelers finally figured out this Jaguars team. This is a game I got right. Bengals Ravens. I picked the Ravens because I thought Joe Flacco was playing, but because Joe Flacco did not play in this game, I told you guys in my last video that I would have switched my pick to Cincy, and I'm gonna stick to that. Now listen. Yes. Call me a critic. Lamar Jackson, is he probably one of the most exciting things I've ever seen? Yeah, he is. He's a very, very exciting NFL player. But there's a reason teams wanted him to convert to wide receiver or running back. Because that's what he is, guys. He is not an NFL quarterback. He is not going to be able to read. He might develop it. Who knows? He might prove me wrong. But he can't read a defense. He looks at his first read, and if that's covered, he runs. I know he only had 1 start under his belt, but he's not even a Michael Vick 2.0. Michael Vick, at least Mike Vick could somewhat read a defense. Lamar Jackson had 27 rush attempts in 1 game, 17 pass attempts. 1 interception amongst them, I believe. It was an interception, I think, or it was a touchdown. I forget which it was, but he dropped back to pass 44 times, and over 60% of the time he decided to tuck the ball and run. That is not an NFL quarterback. It worked for him in college. They will shut that shit down in the pros like you won't believe. He will not be able to get away with that coming this week. And the Bengals have the worst defense in the league by far, so we got lucky there. But since the Ravens ended up getting the win, and I technically picked the Bengals. Raiders at Cardinals. The Raiders ended up winning this game. Eye roll. In the final seconds of this game. And next game we have the Broncos at the Chargers. I picked the Chargers, but of course it's not a sure thing, and the Denver Broncos won by 1 point. And then the Eagles Saints, that one was easy, and man, the Saints are a scary football team. Vikings at Bears. This game was not decided by 3 points or less, but it might as well have been. I mean, if it weren't for a pick 6, the Vikings would have won this game. The Bears are pretty good, guys. And then Chiefs Rams, you can't fault me for picking either of these teams in this game. If this was a flip the coin, I decided to go risky and pick the away team here. But man, what a football game. But anyways, 4-9 was my record. That is my record for week 11 of the football season, of the NFL season. I can't get around that. Doesn't matter how unlucky some of these games turn out for me. Maybe this means my luck will turn around this week. We'll see. Now, week 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There are 2 teams with byes this week, it looks like. So we're getting to the point in the season where teams are done with their bye weeks. Bears at Detroit. Listen, I think the loss of Mitch Trubisky is going to hurt the Bears more than they realize. I'm going to go with Detroit here to get back to 5-6 and someone in a little bit of a conversation for the playoffs. But this Lions team is like the Titans of the NFC. They're incredibly inconsistent. They own wins against the Packers, the Patriots, the Panthers, but they've lost to the Jets. I mean, that's the Lions. So I'm going to pick Detroit. They're at home. It's Thanksgiving. They usually show up at this time, and they play well on Thanksgiving Day. Redskins at Cowboys. I think the Redskins will be okay with Colt McCoy, but Dallas is rolling right now, and I got to keep rolling with a home team here. Oh, by the way, the Lions beat the Bears. We'll go 23-17 over Chicago. Redskins at Cowboys. Dallas takes the game 24-19 over Washington. Falcons at Saints. Yeah, Saints are putting up another 40-burger. 47-23. The Saints beat the Falcons. Listen, guys, the Saints team is scary. I know what we saw Monday night. I know the Rams and Chiefs potential, but the Saints team actually has a defense. And the Saints are extremely dangerous, and they've already beat the Rams. So the Saints should get the win here. So, yes, I have all three home teams winning on Thanksgiving. Next game, we have the Jaguars at the Bills. This is a playoff rematch from last year, but both of these teams are 3-7. Someone's got to win this game. Buffalo's at home. Part of me wants to pick them, honestly. I mean, if the Jags lose this game, that'll prove how far this team has fallen. My computer just got unplugged. I got to plug it back in, or else my laptop will die in the next 10 seconds. All right. Crisis averted. So, right? Come on. Oh, wrong charger. That's my wife's charger. There we go. Excuse that. So, I want to pick the Buffalo Bills, but I gotta pick the Jaguars because this defense is solid, and I think this defense will eat the Bills quarterback for breakfast. This is gonna be like the playoff game. This is gonna be like a 13-6 victory, so we're gonna go with that and pick Jacksonville here. Browns at Bengals. I'm gonna pick Cleveland. I'm doing it. I'm picking the Cleveland Browns because it looks like they finally figured out how to run their offense. And if they figured out how to run their offense and the Bengals defense is that bad, that could spell disaster. And I think the Browns will take this game 28-24 over Cincinnati. Listen, guys, Cleveland, his team made a pushover, all right? They had one bad loss to the Chargers this year. That's it. All of their other games have been very competitive. All right, maybe not the second Steelers game, but the Saints, they took it to the Saints. They lost in overtime to another team. Or was it the Saints? It was the Saints. Who else have they put up a fight against? They put up a fight against the Steelers in week 1. They honestly should have won that game. They should have won the Saints game. This should be a 4-6. This should be a 5-5 team at least right now if their kicker could make some kicks. So we have to treat it. That's the thing with the NFL. You gotta treat teams like they won games they shouldn't have won. Sometimes you have to, because that's the true way to gauge a team. Teams are only singular plays away from a record difference, guys. You look at this Browns team, they're 2 missed kicks away from a 5-5 record. If the 5-5 Browns were traveling to the 5-5 Bengals, who should be 5-5, they could be 6-4, but we're singing a different tune at that point. The Cleveland Browns also put up a fight against. They haven't played the Panthers yet. They played the Saints. They should have beaten the Buccaneers. There's another one. That's 3 games. this could be a 6-4 Cleveland team right now, but they're not, and I think they'll get this win against the Bengals 28-24. Patriots Jets, yeah, give me the Patriots. I know the Jets are at home and the Patriots aren't exactly ideal on the road, but New England should get off the should get back to 500 on the road with an easy win here, 34-10. I believe the Patriots really take it to the Jets in this game. Giants at Eagles. Go Philly. This is a team on life support that has kind of been given new life with the injury to Washington. Alex Smith, get well soon, buddy. That sucks. But Philadelphia, I believe, will get this win over this suddenly upstart Giants team and kind of humble them a little bit. I think Philly takes this game 31-20 over the Giants. 49ers at Buccaneers. I like the Nick Mullins train, and the 49ers are off a bye, but the Buccaneers are at home, and believe it or not, Tampa's got probably one of the best offenses in the league. Their defense is just trash. So Tampa Bay gets the win here. We'll go 30-23 over San Francisco. Seahawks at Panthers. Panthers have been sliding recently. They've dropped 2 games in a row. I'm gonna say they get a win here. I know it's risky. We're gonna give the Panthers a win. 27-21 over Seattle. It'll be that kind of game. It'll be close. The Seahawks are a pretty good team, but let's be real. This Seahawks team is a much better home team than they are an away team. It's always been that way with them. And the Panthers are at home here, and I think Carolina will get the win. Raiders at Ravens. Gotta go Baltimore here. Lamar Jackson is starting again, and I think it'll work again, him running the ball 20 times. However, I have Baltimore on upset alert because Lamar Jackson sooner or later is going to go up against the defense not named the Bengals or the Raiders, and he's going to be humbled. But I think the Ravens will still get this win, 20-17 over Oakland. Cardinals at Chargers. Yeah, the Chargers are going to win this game. Not even close. It's going to be a bloodbath. The Chargers are going to really take it to Arizona. That's putting it politely. 36-14 over Arizona. Yeah, the Chargers will get back on the win column here. Steelers at Broncos. Gotta go Pittsburgh. Broncos are a much better home team than they are an away team, but the Steelers right now are on a roll, and I think that continues here. Steelers get the dub, 22-16 over Denver. Miami at Indy. Listen, I said it as soon as Indy won their second straight game. When Indy got to 3-5, I wrote in my power rankings video, watch out for this Colts team. Here they are now, 2 wins later, and playing a Miami team at home in a game that can have serious AFC playoff implications. Indianapolis gets the win, 34-17 over Miami. Andrew Luck is playing out of his damn mind right now, and this Colts team should be feared, because I honestly think this Colts team has the ability to compete with these high-scoring offenses. We're talking the Saints, Chiefs, and Rams. Yes, I believe the Colts can contend with those teams because of their offense. So, Indianapolis will get the win here. And look at the Colts' 5 losses. Listen, they haven't been blown out, guys. The Colts have, at 5 very, very close losses. They could have easily won the Bengals game in week 1 if What's-His-Face doesn't fumble the ball at the 18-yard line. They could have beaten the Texans in overtime. They could have beaten the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles drove down the field in the final minutes of the game. Who else have the Colts played? They could have beaten... Well, I think they played the Patriots, but the Patriots are the Patriots, so we'll give them that. But, I mean, the case in point is Indianapolis hasn't really lost a lot of... They haven't been blown out, really. Packers at Vikings. I gotta go Green Bay here. Yes, I know I've picked Green Bay a lot, but it's only because I'm waiting for the moment when this Packer team can finally wake up and give Aaron Rodgers the ball in his hands. Will it be taken away from from him by his coach or a player? Who knows? Because that's happened twice this year. Aaron Rodgers has been robbed of the ball in the final minutes of the game. I gotta go with Green Bay Packers here. This is extremely risky. Minnesota is coming off a divisional loss on the road, and they are at home. I know that, but we have seen the Packers here before, guys. We've seen them down here before. Remember when they won their division at 8-7-1? They were what, 5-6-1 or something like that. Aaron Rodgers was hurt. He comes back. Crunch time. Boom. Packers steal the division away from Detroit. A couple years ago, they were 4-6 and left for dead. What happens? They reel off 6 straight games, 2 in the playoffs, and were 1 game away from the Super Bowl. I can't bet against Aaron Rodgers right now. Not when literally there is a window of opportunity for this Packers team to do something. The Bears, Mitch Trubisky is hurt. The Packers still have a game to play against the Bears. Green Bay beats the Vikings here, and Green Bay and Minnesota are both 5-5-1, and if Chicago loses, Chicago is 7-4. Green Bay, I think, would win in a rematch against Chicago. You do the math. Listen, I'm not counting this Green Bay Packer team out. I can't. I think Green Bay gets the win 23-20. And now the last game of the season. Who knows? Titans at Texans. Insert over-exaggerated eye roll here. I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I couldn't tell you. The Titans could demolish them. The Texans could demolish them. This could be a close game. Who knows? You know what I'm going to do? This is a bottle tab. The downside will be tails. The upside will be heads. I'm going to flip it from the upside because it's easier. Tails is the home team. Heads is the away team. So if it lands tails up, I'm picking Houston. Heads up, I'm picking Tennessee. Reflip. I got to catch it. Catch it in the palm of my hand, not the side of my hand. Tails up. I'm picking Tennessee. And now, great. Now I got to pick a score. 26-20. I don't know why I'm picking Tennessee in this game. But the fact of the matter is, what I just did, that coin flip, has been the case for every single Titans game this year. Flip a coin. It's been that even. You have no idea what this team's going to do. And I've spoken about the Texans already. This team is not for real. Listen, this same Texans football team, the same one, no one was hurt, went to Tennessee in week 2. We forget this. Went to Tennessee in week 2 and lost to Blaine Gabbert. They went to Tennessee in week 2 and lost to Blaine Gabbert. Guys. And now the Titans are going to Houston and they have their quarterback back. Yes, Mariota will suit up for this game. I can all but guarantee it. Mariota will suit up. The Stinger will not keep him sidelined. Now they're playing Mariota instead of Blaine Gabbert. I mean, who knows? Knowing the Titans, it would be so Titan-like to beat the Texans led by Blaine Gabbert, but to lose to the Texans led by Marcus Mariota. That would be so Titan-like. But listen, I guess I'm rolling with Tennessee here. I guess so. because who knows what team will show up. Those are my picks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.